pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, I'm Chris Boserman. I'm the Delaware County Engineer and the Chair of the TID in Delaware County. To my right is Vice Chair Tracy Davies, our County Administrator. To my left, our Treasurer, Cy Keeley from the Auditor's Office, and our two fine members at large, Tom Price and Pat Blaney. So, to welcome to those who are here in attendance and those who may be joining us online. Is there any public comment this morning? With that, we'll move to item 3 on our agenda, approval of the minutes from our March meeting, March 12th, 2025. If you've had a chance to review those, I'd entertain a motion, entertain any amendments or a motion to approve.
Move to accept.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Are there any reports from any of the board members this morning? Hearing none, we'll move on to the Secretary Treasurer's report. Cy, will you take us through that?
The current cash balance was $3,606,273.31. Also, the audit is in the final stages of review, and we should be able to comment on it on our next meeting.
Any questions for Cy? I'd entertain a motion to accept the Treasurer's report.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item 6 would be election of officers. So I will step aside during the election of the chair. And Tracy, would you?
I nominate Chris Baldwin to be the chairperson.
I was actually asking you to take the chair role so that I didn't have to preside over that myself.
No, I think you should do it,
Okay. All right.
unless you're opposed to doing it.
No, so,
Mr. Chair, is it possible that I could move to retain the same officers as we have now?
that is a valid motion.
Motion.
Are all the officers willing to?
Yes,
Okay.
in our current capacity.
Yes, I got it.
Good.
Is there a second to that?
Yeah.
Pat seconded it. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. The item 7 is the staff report and discussion of a new project. Rob, would you take us through that? I didn't introduce Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer in Delaware County, who serves as our key staff person and technical advisor.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning. Give you a brief update on some of our current projects, starting with the Silicon Heartland projects. These are the County Line Road roundabout projects. Making very good progress on those two roundabouts. There was a public meeting about 3 weeks ago, and that included our projects, these two projects, the ODOT Route 37 and County Line project, as well as the Licking County projects, including reconstruction of County Line Road and also Duncan Plains Road. So that it was a meeting touching on all those projects. We had individual stations, if you will, for each project. I would say we got very good feedback. Generally, the public, I would characterize the public reaction as positive. I think there was great, the public was grateful that we all were able to get together and present the information all in one spot. So we have made offers to the affected property owners and are in the process of actually just settled one property within the last few days. So that will continue through the summer, and then I think we'll be in a position of probably having a project agreement for your board's consideration this summer, either in at the July meeting, potentially the August meeting, with ODOT to go ahead and proceed to the construction contract phase of the project. So good news there. Moving on to the 713637 project, we got some very good news there. A little over a week ago, the low bidder for Phase A was Miller Brothers Construction. Their bid came in 25% under the engineer's estimate, just over about $31.9 million. That will, I think, help us moving forward, freeing up some of the track funding that was allocated to Phase A. I've been working with ODOT District 6 to approach track again to see if we can ask track to roll some of that money ahead to the future phases. So very good news there.
What was the second low bid? How much was it?
May have to double check. I want to say it was, I don't remember who it was. The highest bid was about $37 or $38 million.
Okay.
So I think the estimate was pretty conservative.
Yeah.
But we have, with that said, we've seen just recently some other low bids. So I think that bid was reflective of the current market, and I'll get to that in just a second. So again, Phase A, as you know, construction will start this summer. Phase B, we are working with MS Consultants to finish up the right-of-way plans and hopefully be in a position to start making offers for the 2 right-of-way parcels we need late this year to keep Phase B moving, and then hopefully be in construction to sell, be in a position to sell a construction contract towards the end of 2026.
So I'll interrupt you for just a second and just remind everyone of our role in making that project happen. Our decision to go ahead and pay for the engineering on this project to keep it moving. I'm absolutely convinced had we not done that, we wouldn't be at the stage we're at of bidding that and building it. So we can take some satisfaction in having a key role in that. Sorry, Rob.
No, that's a good addition. I fully agree with you on that. I think the timing for sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Seems to be in the current bidding environment. Cost of diesel is down. A lot of the inputs to construction contract prices are down right now, and I think that's that's been reflected in some of the bid prices we've seen. Moving on to the Orange Road grade separation project, don't have any significant updates there other than we have not yet received the grant agreement from the USDOT for that. As I believe you know, we were awarded the $21 million grant in January, and we have the $5 million through the state of Ohio and another $8.3 million through Morpsey. So we're doing well on that project. Frankly, we are struggling to get comments approved by the railroads, and I don't know what to say other than it's incredibly frustrating. We've been waiting almost a year on comments regarding the profile grade of the track we need to raise slightly. So we're trying. We're keeping after them, and I'm not sure what more we can do. Bale Canyon Road Phase 2, got some very good news on that yesterday. Another low bid. The low bid was from George Eigel Company. Came in at about $3.07 million. So that's about 24%, 25%, no, 23% under the engineer's estimate. I think my math's wrong there. Anyway, it's under the engineer's estimate, which was about 3.7 million. I think the Orange Township will be very excited about that, because I know that Orange Township was really struggling to find the funds for this second phase of Bale Canyon, so the $700,000 savings will be appreciated.
3.07. You know, Igo's been working with Orange Township for a long time on that park right there too.
Mhm.
So they kind of had a, in the neighborhood advantage on that.
And I do have a project agreement for you today, as we've discussed in the past. I believe your board was supportive of a $750,000 grant to Orange Township for that project, and we can discuss that further in a second. And then I'll move on to the Stockwell Road improvements. The project involves the cutting down the hill on Stockwell Road. If you've ever been on it, there's a pretty dramatic steep hill, very narrow, limited sight distance, just to the west of the bridge over Big Walnut Creek. This will actually be a 4-township project. The project we've discussed with the 4 townships would include resurfacing the road all the way west to 61 and all the way east to Creek Road. So by extending the project to the west, we're bringing in 2 more townships. I think that's probably a good thing when it comes to seeking Ohio Public Works funding, which is the plan for this project, to go to submit an application later this year to OPWC, and then hopefully go to construction next summer. So I do have a project agreement for you as well. I'll touch on more details in a moment. If there's any questions on any of the staff report, please let me know.
Any questions for Rob? Just one comment, I want to call it a trend, but seeing projects come in under estimate is refreshing. You know, the last few years, ODOT's numbers say we had somewhere between 10 and 15% annual construction cost inflation. So, and they had projected that to continue for the next year or two. So to see that not bear out is actually really good news. Let's hope we see that all year on all projects.
Yes.
Question. Is there any chance that that would work into the Orange Road Railroad project?
I think it's just a matter of timing on that. Are you referring to the cost, Tom?
Yes. Yeah.
I think we could, any of us could make a lot of money if we could be forecasters of construction costs 2 years out. But I think, you know, as of today, we're looking at bidding that project probably in 2027 or 2028.
Okay. I see, yeah.
So let's move on to item 8 on our agenda, which is a resolution 2025-02, and that is the project agreement for the Bale Canyon Road Phase 2 project that Rob set up for us. Yeah. Any comments or questions about the agreement?
Just
Move to approve.
go ahead.
I said move to approve.
Oh, well, quick question. Do you happen to know, Rob, how the township is paying for this? Is it for their portion? Did they get OPWC funding?
Yes, thank you for asking that. The Orange Township did submit a OPWC funding application for Phase 2. They were successful in getting a grant commitment for $500,000. So that covers between this and the 500, less than half the project cost. The other half, I'm not exactly sure what
Okay.
internal funding mechanism.
That's
they're
okay.
using.
It was just
Yeah.
more questioning OPWC, so they'll also be getting the county
Yes.
match on the OPWC plus the TID contribution. Okay.
Okay, move.
So we do have a
Yeah,
motion
we'll move now.
Second.
That's all
and
right.
a second. Any further discussion?
I was just gonna add, this follows the very same format as the previous project agreement several years ago for Phase 1. The language is essentially the same, and with the exception of the amount.
Hearing no further discussion, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? The motion carries. Item 9 is a resolution to approve project agreement 2025-03 for the Stockwell Road improvements that Rob also explained to us. I'd entertain a motion or questions.
So moved.
Wait, one question. We potentially have a financial contribution max of 15,000. Is that what I'm, right, okay, just want to confirm. Okay,
Yes.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Further discussion? I would simply point out that one of the strengths of the TID participation in projects is when there are multiple jurisdictions involved, and we have four different townships involved in this. So I think our role is not simply just contributing the funds, but it's Rob and some of our staff have worked closely to bring those four townships together on this project. That it's something that's not always easy to do, to get neighboring townships to agree when it comes to money. So
Is there properties involved in this one also?
There will be, there are either one or two right-of-way parcels that will need to be purchased. The county engineer's office is working on acquiring those properties right now.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I would add, the one more benefit, as I see it, of the TID handling the construction contract or agreeing to handle the construction contract, it greatly simplifies the process when you go out to construction. Having the TID, having the financial resources to actually front the cost of the construction contract. I would also add that a TID contracting is actually a little bit easier than townships. Townships have to go through a notification process, public notifications, and simply the cash flow issue of having four townships trying to handle change orders and everything. This makes it so much easier and more simple, and that at the end of the day results in administrative savings for all of us, really. So I think that's a very good thing.
That's great.
Yeah, when time is so valuable, time is money,
yeah.
and then you throw that time value into it. What's your saving there?
If there are changes during the contract that affect multiple townships, they're either calling a special meeting or waiting a couple weeks for their scheduled meeting, and so we can react to that much quicker. So I think Rob's point's really well made and well taken. Hearing no further discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor of contract 2025-03, say aye.
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 All opposed? The motion carries. Is there any other business to come before our board this morning?
I do have one item. Just now that with the changes in the Ohio Revised Code, our board now has an opportunity to work with the prosecutor's office for legal counsel, and I would suggest that we work on doing an agreement. We would also have to get a resolution through the Board of Commissioners to be able to do that. But wanted to see if the board would be willing to entertain the fact of, or entertain working with the prosecutor's office for legal counsel.
Would, for the sake of the board and those in attendance, would you explain what the law change was,
Yeah.
just generally?
It was, the prosecutor's office can only provide legal counsel to certain areas within the county. And there was a change that specifically allowed the prosecutor to work with the transportation improvement districts, which they were unable to do before.
I think that's a positive step,
Yes.
so certainly support that.
I would agree, and as we talk about this, we should also acknowledge the generosity of the commissioners for loaning the TID, Eric Hostetler, to act as our counsel during this time, and he's done an excellent job of that, and I have not had any conversations with the prosecutor's office about this, but,
I haven't either. I wanted to start with this.
but
one.
I think I think it's a good move, and, there are a lot of other TID boards that use outside counsel, and we've benefited from not needing to do that financially and in time and response as well, so. I think that every reason to expect the prosecutor would give us the same level of service that Eric has given us to this point. So I'd be supportive of that. I don't think we need any kind of resolution to that. Is there
not at
any
this point.
objection to Tracy pursuing that?
None here.
Are you,
Yeah, I'm
you
fine
willing
with
to take
that.
the lead
Yeah,
on that?
absolutely.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Any other business? Our next meeting is June 11th, and I don't think we see the need to have a June meeting as it stands right now, so.
Yes, Mr. Chair, about the only outstanding item, I suppose, for the board's consideration would be if we are successful on the ODOT grant application that we made for the Bixby Parkway project, Phase 1B. I'll keep you up to date as I hear anything, but typically ODOT has been in the June to July timeframe for releasing those grant notifications. So I don't expect to have anything else for you June 11th. So I would recommend postponing or canceling that meeting and meet again in July if you're okay with that.
Any objection?
No.
Hearing none, let's circle on our calendars July 13th.
That's a
As
Sunday.
It is a Sunday?
Uh-oh.
Does anybody have a problem with coming in on Sunday?
Never.
What's wrong with that? How about July 9th?
July 9th.
You know, we have church pews here in
That's
the,
right.
in the meeting room. We could, so July 9th is a Wednesday, is that right?
July 9th, yes.
Okay.
Every once in a while I like to make up dates, but July 9th.
All right. Hearing no objections to that, I will declare us adjourned, and thank you all for your time. And I'm sorry I neglected to introduce Commissioner Benton, who joined